Hello folks, it's Des Keys. What I'm doing is I'm going to start another playlist. Quite recently I bought the cookbook by Mears, and if some of you know, obviously Mears is you know, kind of one of the kind of outdoor gurus, as it were. So what I'm going to do is I've picked out a recipe from his book, which is a chicken soup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the process of me making that chicken soup. I'm going to be cooking it in a Dutch oven, so stay tuned. Right, so these are the ingredients for the meal. Now, I've obviously, in Ray's book, it's showing that it's a serving for 6 people, and even though it looks like there's a lot of stuff there, you know, he's saying about, for example, 2 to 3 chicken breasts and so on and so forth. I've obviously had to adjust it for myself. So what I've done is I've basically bought 1 chicken breast, got some spinach, some thyme, some bay leaves, in there is some green peppers and some celery. I've got a cluster of noodles, got my stock, my onion, my carrot and some salt, and then finally some pepper and garlic. So yeah, you know, there's some nice sort of flavoursome stuff there to make a nice sort of soup. Right, so I've basically got the Petromax sort of, what is it, the 1 litre kind of Dutch oven to do my cooking in, obviously because it's only for 1 person. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to poach the chicken in a chicken stock. I've got the Eagle kettle on the go at the moment. I'll quickly flip the camera over. So the Eagle kettle's on the go, that water's been simmering away, so I'm basically going to transfer that into the Dutch oven with the stock and the piece of chicken. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to put the piece of chicken in. I've kept it in a cool box, so I'm going to put it in as a whole piece of chicken rather than chop it up. So that's in there like so. The chicken stock, I mean, yeah, you can make one from fresh, but obviously for the intents and purposes for this video, I'm literally just going to use one of these Knorr sort of jobbers. So I'll just squeeze that into there like so, and then I'm now going to add the water. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to allow that chicken with the Knorr gel to kind of poach for about 20 minutes, half hour or so. And I'll stick that on the fire. Right, so I've now suspended the Dutch oven over the fire, just enough for it. I mean, at the moment the bit of wood on there is flickering up some flame, but I'm literally just put that on there now, and then that'll poach for about 20 minutes or so, half an hour, so that it obviously tenderises. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and chop up all the other ingredients and start getting them ready. Right, so while that's happening, what I've got to do is, because obviously the chicken is poaching, what I've got to do is I've got to chop up the onion. I've got the celery and the garlic, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat that through so it kind of whitens in a pan. So I'm just going to chop up the onion. I'm using a red onion. I don't really know what it's, I can't remember exactly what it says, whether you're to use a red onion or a white onion, but at the end of the day it doesn't really matter. Alright, now you're going to see me expertly chop up an onion without chopping my fingers off. And again, there is a demonstration in Ray's book on how to chop onions, but obviously I haven't got that far yet. And it obviously pays to have a sharp knife. So what I'll do is I'll transfer that over into my little, transfer the onion into my little kapilka bowl, and then add the celery out of it. Bearing in mind, folks, I did actually chop this the other night before I left home to save me that job. Alright, so that's the onion and the celery, so I'm now going to put that into the pan and heat it until it goes translucent. Right, and then the other one I've got to add is the garlic. Finely chopped the garlic. Now, I know if you see, you know, Jamie Oliver and all them sort of people on the telly, and they crush the garlic and all the rest of it, and we've got a garlic crusher at home, and it literally is just leave it in the skin and all the rest of it. But for obviously all in sort of pretense and purposes, I'm going to actually take the skin off, and then I'm going to chop it up and add it to the, and obviously add it to the pan. So you know, just bear with my sort of dexterity. So we'll just take that outer skin off there. Oh, you smell that already without it cooking. It's such a lovely smell. I like a bit of garlic. It's just, you know, when you breathe on someone, it melts them. Right, so we've got our bit of garlic now. It's just finely chopped the garlic, so I'm just going to finely chop this garlic. Now, being that my father is Maltese from the Mediterranean, you'd think I'd have about 6 or 7 cloves in there, but you know, I've got to go home to my wife tomorrow, and I wanted to give me a kiss every now and again. How fine it needs to be chopped, who knows? But there we are. So that's all the ingredients there now. So I'm going to add them to the pan. Right. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm waiting for the pan to heat up, I'm just going to chop up the onion, chop up the carrot. How thick or thin it needs to be, who knows? I'm literally just cutting it reasonably thin, so that I'm hoping it cooks a little bit easier. So I'm going to cut the carrot, the celery and all that till it's translucent, and then if you don't know what that means, I think that's transparent. And then I'm going to add the carrot as well. So I'm cutting it reasonably, well, you know, I'd never be a carpenter, but I'm sort of carving, you know, carving it. I'm cutting it as sort of a reasonable thickness. Oh, I think I'll have that last bit. So we add our ingredients. Cool, blimey. Tell you what, talk about up me cooking games, me gains. Celery, onion and garlic, flipping heck. You know, as Ray would say, nom nom nom. If only you could smell this at home, as old Ken On, as he would refer to Ken On, wouldn't he? So there we go. Oh, the smells just coming off that. Oh my God, I might just try a bit. Oh. Oh, oh gosh. See, what Ray doesn't tell you though is that when like twats like me, I lifted the lid off just to check to see how the chicken was poaching, and as I pulled the lid off, it was too hot. I should have put some gloves on, obviously being stupid and being that it's Des Catties. What happened was the pot flicked out and it put some of the embers out. So you know, you sort of have to you know, sort of be cautious of these kind of things when it comes to cooking, you know what I mean, especially me, because obviously multitasking, videoing, cooking in a Dutch oven, cooking on a pan as well, you know, it's obviously a bit too much. And I've had you know, I've been using a kettle as well. Normally I'm supervised, so you know, you've got to bear with me on this one.
Multitasking, mate. You know?
Yeah, multitasking. Right, so I've just added the carrots now, and it says that I've got to add so many sprigs of thyme. So what I've done is I'm shooting in a sprig is the stem. So what I'm going to do now is just basically run my fingers up like you was taking yarrow off the leaf. There we go. Go on, mate. I've never ever cooked like this on an open fire. I've done it at home, you know, like done it at home indoors when I've got access to everything, but doing that here certainly, you know, sort of ups your cooking gains, as it were. So I've added the thyme, and it says obviously in his recipe to use 3 bay leaves, so I'm just going to use 1. So because obviously it's just for myself, so I'm just going to take 1 out of there and add it to this nice little elastic band. Dave wants as well because he's been greedy.
Can you?
And then I'm just going to add 1 myself to the mixture. Now folks, bear in mind right now, you know, this isn't cooking at home, you're cooking out in the woods, yeah, so obviously everything's going to have there's going to be so many different variables, from the wind to how cold it is, and I mean, alright, it's quite a nice day today, but obviously I'm letting the you know, out of everything that's gone in there so far, the onion and the celery's cooked through pretty okay. It's the carrot's going to take a little bit longer. But oh, I mean, the smell of it even now at this stage is absolutely fantastic. You know, considering I normally do like a pouch of curry and bacon and eggs for breakfast, this kind of knocks socks off all of it. Even though I won't deny that bacon is obviously a gorgeous smell, this is absolutely fantastic. Well, obviously I'm all about them nutritional gains, so I've got obviously spinach to add to the mixture. Now Ray sort of says about going out and foraging greens and all the rest of it. There's not a great deal around here to use, so basically I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use a bag of spinach. I'm literally going to chop all this up, and that will be added to my soup. You know, so I can. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Without chopping my fingers up, roughly cut that up. I'll add that to the kapilka bowl. I'll tell you what, Gordon Ramsay, mate, you want to eat your fucking heart out, because I just saw shit. Sorry. So I'm just going to chop all this spinach up, and I'm going to add it to the. This is basically going to go in my soup as well. Oh god, I'm really looking forward to this. Oh mate. So there's all the that's all the spinach all chopped up. So that'll be added shortly to the stock. Oh god, I'm so like me and David just said, we're so like really looking forward to it, seeing how it comes out. You ain't getting any though, don't tell him. Right, so there's the there's all the veg sort of cooked through, and there's the stock. Oh mate, I mean the smell is absolutely gorgeous. It really is nice. So what I've got to do now is I've got to just basically take this off the pan oven, Dutch oven, chop all that meat up, put it all back in, and then add all the veg and everything else to it. Right, so we've got the chicken there now. That's pretty, you know, okay. I mean, I'm doing it a little bit unglamorous than what Ray would do. So he's saying about using 2 forks and splitting it all apart and all the rest of it. So what I'm doing now is I'm literally just, because it's only for me, Dave might get a little bit. I might let him have a look in. But I mean, the smell it's amazing. I'm really shocked at how good it smells right now. So we've done that. So all we've got to do now is add the veg to the mix. Now what I didn't do, I've only bought 1 stock, and because obviously I spilt some of it on the fire, because that was just my stupidity, I might need to add a little bit of water. Maybe not, only a little bit. I'm not going to add too much, because what I don't want to do is dilute the stock up too much. The only thing I really need to add will be the spinach and the and salt and pepper to taste. And obviously the noodles. So I mean, I'm really sort of like, so far I'm really pleased with how it looks, even just now. You know, the smell is amazing, isn't it? It's really good. I might be deviating off Ray's recipe for a little bit because of obviously ID 10T error on my behalf, but even just that alone, it tastes nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that back on to simmer for a while on the fire. You know, put it on the chain and let it to cook really gently, and then eventually what I'll do is I'll add the spinach, the chopped spinach, and the salt and pepper and the noodles. So I've obviously put it at quite a high heat, probably about 1.5 to 2 foot away from the fire. So I just want to let it cook gently because of the cast iron, you know, being that it's a Dutch oven. It kind of makes sense really why, if you ever used to watch sort of like those little cooking series of Keith Floyd and all the rest of it, and by the end of the episode he was always drunk, wasn't he? Well, I wouldn't say I'm drunk, but it's actually nice to sit down now and have a beer. So I've only got a few more ingredients to add now, and so far it's been actually quite enjoyable. It's not something that I would normally do out in the woods. I normally kind of keep it quite simple, but I've got to admit, I will be trying more, definitely want to be upping my cooking gains. My wife always says to me, oh, you need to up your cooking gains, and it's really great. Sort of like that book has really kind of given me a kick up the backside, I think, to actually get out and start experimenting with new ingredients and stuff like that, rather than sticking to sort of like, you know, patches of curry or ration packs or stuff like that, stuff that you normally see in my videos, or even cooking a steak over a grill. It's nice to be able to use in sort of like nice, reasonably fresh vegetables, you know, peppers and onions and garlic and such like. It's lovely. That smell wafting around the campsite is absolutely beautiful. Well impressed. I'm going to sit back and have a beer now. So I've just added the spinach leaves now, and Dave's been taking the mickey out of me because I haven't stopped scooping bits out of it to try it. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to return the lid now to the Dutchie. Oh no, don't spill it, and then leave it there for a little while. Right, so I'm going to add some pepper and some salt. I don't think I recorded as well that I added the spinach leaves to it. I might have done, I can't remember. But I kid you not, I mean, you know, myself and Dave have had a taste out of it, and it's absolutely gorgeous with just the flavouring as it is.
Yeah,
honest,
the flavour's beautiful.
It's superb, it really is. So I'm just going to add some pepper now to the equation. I don't want to put, oh god. Actually, I don't think I'm going to bother with the salt. I think I'll just add the pepper. I do like a bit of pepper, so I'll add the pepper. And then the only final ingredient I've got to add is the noodles. And I literally have just used one cluster. Now Ray says on his, in the book, that you've got to use plain noodles, but I've literally only got egg noodles, so I'm literally just gonna sort of push them in now. You know, as I say, it's not at a high temperature, you know, variable wise. I mean, you know, I can feel the heat on the back of my hand, but it's like, you know, I can keep my hand there for quite a while, so it's not like it's, you know, it's over the top when it comes to heat wise. So you know, I'm just going to add the let those noodles kind of just soak on their own. I'm not going to bother adding too much more water, but I kid you not, I mean, the taste is absolutely gorgeous, mate, and it
Yeah,
you know,
Dave, have a little sip of the liquid, it's lovely.
It's absolutely
well worth trying now.
Yeah, definitely, folks. You know what I mean? Definitely, I'm going to definitely be upping my cooking gains, as it were. So I'll just leave that now. Right, folks. So there it is. Then that's the chicken soup. Now I've just obviously going to leave it for a little bit longer. But honestly, the smell out of it and the taste so far is absolutely gorgeous. Right, folks, so here it is. This is the crown and glory, the chicken soup. Oh mate, I mean, honest, it's, you know, I'm not one for, you know, sort of bigging it up, but honest, it's absolutely gorgeous. The juice is lovely, the veg, everything. I'm really going to look forward to eating this. So there it is, folks. Okay, so if you haven't bought the Ray Mears book, you know, I'm not nothing to do with Ray Mears. I literally just bought the book myself. Give it a go. I'm not one that's, you know, that adventurous with my cooking, but I'll tell you what, I will be now. All right, so as I say, what I'll do, all right, I'll put a link into my description, which will lead you to my affiliate page, and if you want to go and purchase the book, if you haven't already done so, you know, do yourself a favour. If you're someone that's a bit like me and not into a bit of cooking, then it might sort of give you a little bit of enthusiasm or a kick up the arse to get a little bit more adventurous when you're out camping. All right, so thanks for watching, folks. All the best. See you later.